In this video, we're going to look at how to use the DocsPlus app for iPad. DocsPlus is a supportive word processing app for secondary school students and above, with various tools to support writing across a range of subjects. When we type into the document and punctuate to end our sentence,
migration is the movement of people.
DocsPlus will read our sentence back with text highlighting to support reading fluency and encourage students to proofread their work. If we make a mistake when we're typing into DocsPlus, for example misspelling because, it's underlined in red. We can then tap the word to see a list of suggestions above the keyboard. We can then listen to these suggestions using sound shift. Tap sound shift and then the word that you want to hear.
Because.
When you want to add in the correction, tap the word you want to put into the document. We might also choose to turn on the predictor. This offers us a list of suggestions above the keyboard to support writing fluency and encourage students to use a wider range of vocabulary. Again, we can use the sound shift tool to listen to any of these suggestions before putting them into the document. Some learners using DocsPlus may need changes to be made to make it more accessible for them. We can do this in the Options tab, where there are 4 choices to change how the app works. In Appearance, we can change the font and the font size, and we can also change the background colour and the font colour, particularly useful for students with visual impairments or for students with dyslexia who often use a coloured overlay. If you are working with a child with dyslexia, you might also want to turn on the dyslexia-friendly font called Dyslexia, available in the app. In Speech, we can change the voice, doing the speech feedback, the speed of the voice, and the colour the text is highlighted when it's being read back. We can also change when DocsPlus speaks. We've seen that it speaks the sentence when we finish it, but we can also have it speak each letter as we type it in, or each word when we enter a space, or we could have a combination of these options. In Suggestions, we can turn the spell checker on or off, and we can change how the predictor works. In Accessibility, we can turn on super keys, and we can choose to be able to swipe between grids, to show touches on the screen, and to allow text selection. With super keys turned on, the letters on the keyboard are grouped into clusters. We can then select a cluster to be offered the letters with larger icons. This is particularly useful for students with physical or visual impairments who need a larger target. In DocsPlus, you can also provide learners with subject-specific vocabulary to support their writing. These are called word bars. To access the word bars, tap the green grid icon above the keyboard. You can then swipe between the grids to see all of the vocabulary available. To add a word into the document from the word bar, tap the word. If you want to listen to the words first, use sound shift and then tap the word you want to hear.
Arranged.
If you want to hear multiple words in the word bar, double tap sound shift and then any word you want to hear.
Compressed. Pattern. Volume.
To turn this off, tap sound shift again. You can access a wide range of these resources in learning grids available through the app. The word bars available cover a range of subjects and are organised in different ways, such as A to Z, themes, quick words, and frames. To find out more about a resource, tap More and Run Now to open it in the app. This resource is an A to Z resource on respiration. The vocabulary is offered in alphabetical order and is particularly useful for students who can organise their ideas but struggle with keywords and phrases. We can quickly jump to different parts of the resource by tapping the letters at the bottom of the page. In a themes word bar, the vocabulary is organised in a more structured way. This resource, the vocabulary is organised into love and marriage, social class, Pride and Prejudice, and reputation. This resource could then be used to support a student writing an essay on this text. In quick words, you are offered one grid of vocabulary on the topic. This can be used to support a wide range of different students, but particularly those who struggle to find vocabulary in a long list. Finally, if we search for frame in the search bar, we're offered a range of writing frames. These are particularly useful for supporting students making the jump between functional communication and a more academic style of writing. If we take the explanation frame as an example, you can see that we're offered sentence starters, general words and phrases, link words and phrases, and topic words, which is blank. All of the resources in Learning Grids can be edited to support your particular students. To edit a resource, go to the Word Bar tab at the top of the screen, where we can change the grid name. I'm going to do this one on coastal erosion. And then we can add our vocabulary. We can type this in ourselves, or if we prepared it in advance, we can paste it in. When we've finished making our changes, we can go back to the document to access our changes from the word bar. To make a word bar from scratch, we need to go back into Edit View and then go to File and New Word Bar. We need to name our word bar. I'm going to do this one on Stonehenge. And then we can add our vocabulary. We can do this in the same way as we did with the explanation frame, or we can choose to fast add instead. This gives us the option of alphabetical grids or topic grids. I'm going to do an alphabetical grid. Here I can type in my vocabulary, or I can go onto the internet and find some relevant information. I'm going to take the first couple of paragraphs of this text and copy and paste it into DocsPlus. I've got quite a lot of vocabulary here, so I'm going to choose to exclude the 100 most common English words. Once I'm happy with my information, I can tap Create Grids. This then organises my vocabulary into alphabetical order and filters out any unnecessary words. We can then do some additional editing. For example, in A, America probably isn't relevant. When we're happy with our changes, we can go back into the document to use the word bar to structure our writing on Stonehenge. To make a topics grid word bar, we need to go to File and New. I'm going to do this one on globalization. Again, I'm going to choose Fast Add and Topic Grids. We can then type in our vocabulary or copy and paste. With the topic grids, we need to make sure we're offering titles. My headings for this resource are definition, advantages, and disadvantages. If we want sentence starters or key phrases, we need to make sure to put them in brackets so that all of the words appear in the same box. I'm not going to exclude the 100 most common English words in this case, as all of the vocabulary is relevant. I can then create my grids and go through the previews to make sure I'm happy. I could use this resource as it is, but I'm going to make some additional changes. By tapping Layout, I can choose how many columns I want in each grid. I can choose to place the first cell along the top, ideal for sentence starters, and I can maximize the cell height, ideal for supporting students with physical and visual impairments. If I want those changes to affect the other grids in my resource, I need to tap Apply Settings to All Grids in the bottom left and choose Main Settings. We can then see in the previews that those changes have taken effect. I can change the colour of my grids. We'll make this one orange using the colour palette. And we can also change the colour of individual cells. To do that, we need to select the cell in the preview and then change the colour using the palette. We can also choose to send text different to what's shown in the resource. In this case, globalization is works fine. When we've made our changes, we can go back to the document to see our resource. To share a word bar, we need to go into Edit Mode and File, choose Send a Copy, and we can then choose whether to email it or share it using Google Drive or another cloud-based storage system. To share the document when the child's finished their work, we need to tap the page icon. We can then print if the iPad is connected to a printer, or send a copy. We need to decide what format to send the document in. It could be a DocsPlus document, which you could then open on another iPad with DocsPlus, on a PC with DocsPlus, or a Chromebook with DocsPlus. We could also share it as a Microsoft Word document, a text file, or a PDF. Once we've chosen, we can then share it in the same way as we did with the word bars. To find out more about DocsPlus, you can go to our website at www.cricksoft.com and select DocsPlus from the products menu.